I don't want to be here. But I'm here because you're my friend, and I care about you, and I respect you. Gotta tell you, Luke, one of the things that I admire most about you is how good of a father you are. And I know you don't agree because you underestimate everything, but I'm sure I can get your kids to back it up. I know what I saw. The way you would balance being a father, being a friend. It's not easy to do, I know that. You nailed it.
Hey, Sonny, you got any ice there left in the...
Yeah.
There you go. I don't want any part of this. I think...
Now hold some ice against your ear.
Okay.
Till it gets numb.
I will do.
And we'll be in business.
Oh, first aid kit. Okay, it's just cold.
Oh, you guys...
All right.
You guys are just...
Boys and girls, don't try this at home. This should only be done by a trained professional.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but watching you with Lucky having so much fun made me want to be a dad. And I know you to be a man of principle and integrity. Don't let this disease get the best of you. Get whatever help you need and take it down with you.
Remember when I got shot in the neck? I was lying there bleeding to death. I couldn't breathe, thought I was gonna die. You said everything's gonna be all right. And I believed you. You rode with me in the ambulance, you held my hand. And that was the first glimpse into the real man that you are, Luke. And I appreciate your wisdom, your great sense of humor, and your ability to accept people just for who they are. But the alcohol is robbing you of that. It's taking that away from you. I mean, I can't tell you how many times you've shown up drunk and gone off on me just to do it.
I'm not going to get all sentimental and mushy because you hate that and it's not my style. So I'm going to give it to you straight. You're an alcoholic and you're in denial. And the alcohol holds you at a distance from people who love you, stops you from showing up when it matters, and numbs you to the point where you don't care. So this man who we all love, and yes, Luke, I do love you, will be lost to us all, for good. So I'm asking you to fight back, fix yourself, and get treatment.
Let me ask you something. If a bunch of well-meaning but misguided people ask you to prove that you love them by giving up everything you are, what would you do?
We're not asking you to give up who you are. We're asking you to give up the booze.
Tracey?
This is really low, wife. But you've managed to prove again that you can outmaneuver me.
We're not playing games, Luke. We're trying to save your life. You're sick. Do you need help?
I'm healthy as an ox.
Don't engage. Read the letter.
Who are you? Butt out! I'm talking to my wife. Don't do this. Don't hide behind that letter. Well-chosen words. Just say what you have to say to me. That's how we do it.
You are my unexpected miracle. I have loved loving you. Learning how to love from you. Love is a meeting of the minds, a recognition of spirit conversation between two hearts. It requires appreciation and acceptance. But I do not accept your disease. I know that I have done my part to enable you.
No, enable, a buzzword. I'm so sick of hearing buzzwords today.
We began on a drunken rampage, which is why in my warped thinking I thought that you could only love me if you were drunk. But that changed when Helena kidnapped us, and I was at my worst, and you loved me.
Tracey, Angelica, Quartermain Spencer. You have transformed my life. Not just with the bank accounts and the mansion, the corporate jets. I mean, all that's nice, but none of that could keep me here with you if I didn't want to be. It's you, darling. It's you. You make my life worthwhile. It's because of you that I give a damn. I love you with all my heart. My Spanky, my sweetheart, my wife.
That's why it was so important that you be sober for our wedding. Alcohol is stealing your soul. You may have said the vows, but I'm married to the booze. If you were diagnosed with cancer, I would expect you to seek treatment. I expect you to seek treatment for alcoholism. Get help, Luke. I can't carry this marriage by myself.
I did marry you sober. But more than that, I married you pure, with no agenda. And you can't say that. You want to change me. I'm not okay the way I am. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Tracey. It'll never happen. I won't change. Not even for you. Your turn, cowboy. Let's just get it over with, shall we? I'm thirsty.
Dear Dad, I'm going to start off with a word you don't like very much. It's one that you've railed against ever since I can remember. But it's one that you can't outrun. Hero. The day I was born, that's what you became. Whether you wanted to or not. You were my hero. And in some ways, you always will be. I learned so much from you, man. About loyalty and survival. How to think on my feet. You have no idea what it's like to have you as a father. You're the best dad any kid could ever ask for. That's why it's so hard to do this. To risk everything between us to make you angry at me. Or to make you feel judged. That's not what this is, Dad. I haven't lost faith in you. I can't. You know, one of the strongest memories I have of you is when we came back together after that first horrible rift between us. You remember that, don't you?
If I ticked you off, I didn't mean to.
What ticked me off? You know, son, I never, ever considered myself father material. You know that. And that whole idea of role modeling, boy, that just terrifies me. Fatherhood to me was always a job that too many guys had who had no qualifications for it. I just didn't want to be another one of those guys, you know. I didn't want to perpetuate the misery and all the mistakes. But one thing leads to another. And there you were. And it wasn't a job. You were always good company. You let me do what I do. You do what you do. So if you tell me that I've had something to do with the development of a man who I hold in the highest regard, well, that's a blessing. I may be taller, but you are my hero. You are the role model in this family.
How much longer do you think you can keep that taller thing going?
Oh, leave me a little dignity, will you?
I'm in the unique position to understand exactly what you're going through right now. I know what it feels like to be where you are, to hear the things that have been spoken to you today. I know the rage that it brings. Walls start to close in. You feel like you're going to suffocate. Because you know, with everything inside of you, that you're right. And everyone else here, everyone else in your life who loves you is wrong. I know what that feels like. I'm an addict. I went through it with pills and with booze. It doesn't matter. It's the same disease. And you have it, Dad. Are you hearing me? It's one of the hardest things in the world to accept. And once you do, it isn't any easier getting back and finding a new way to live. I fight with it every single day. And I'm asking you to do the same thing. I'm asking you to fight. The disease has you. When you would rather drink alone in an empty casino than spend Christmas with your family. It's got you, man.